Alright, this should be right this time, right? Let's see.
Black people.
Take that to the top, man.
Black people, I love you, and I love you enough to tell you, you ain't ready to revolt shit. You don't feed yourself, you don't hunt your own animals and slaughter them, you don't prepare your own meat, you don't own your own land, you don't have a seed going in your window. So when you think about revolutionaryism, and you think about fighting and dying in the street, you ain't shit.
Killer Mike said black people ain't ready to revolt. It's a disparaging marriage and he ready to elope. Maritime coastline, deep V hull boat. Crack a nose turned up, machete to your throat. The divine snatched the arm back, she fine, she in Zinga. Moroccan mercenary got a line on Moringa. Ask Chief X to swing it. Go fund me to rock a new car or build a school like I'm Dr. Umar. Nah, go fund some more guns, banana clips and cannabis, and bury it, the jackal, Anubis. I'm pool, keep them heaters, and I'm in tie in an abyss. He ain't rapping due to libations, he just channeling this.
Hands down, you ain't ready to oppose nothing. You are as a part of this system as any white person gentrified.
I'm on light. Hovercraft propellers over swamp water. We make the thoughtful think they should have thought harder. Be aware of this. Don't blink, there's only one blunt between the careful and careless. It's hard to face it when you need a shrink or a therapist. Mental disorder ordered them to label you a terrorist. I breathe elements and I found the secret. We could all walk on water if it's ground beneath it. I carry my weapon and keep my trees, and still be Hotep and ask to rig Nasheed. 6 in the morning I greet my seed, then do everything I think I need.
I have to say this because I know our spirit and our emotions get stirred. I'm not against nobody on the panel. I'm with everybody on the panel. I'm not diametrically opposed to anybody. I agree with everything my brother said about revolutionaryism. So let me ask you guys a few questions. We're in the South, we're in the heart of the South right now. Who fishes? Who knows how to fish? Hands down. Who knows how to hunt? Let's hands down. Hands down. Hands down. Hands down.
Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people,
I don't know why I can't see the chat over on my screen today, but I got it open. What's up, Gorilla Kirk? What's up, Jackson? Yeah, what's up?
Black people, are you ready to revolt? Black people, are you ready to revolt?
Alright, I want to hear that hard coof one time. Let's go on and chill. Let's chill. Make sure you get that out. We'll be doing some cool little studies today, updating your black history and looking over a few clips from a few scholars and seeing what they say about things, about how everything we study should be included in black history. It's incredible. It's incredible. But let's listen to this joint, kick back, like the video, put up a comment when you come in. Let's have a cool little build workshop. It's always a workshop. I don't know everything. Y'all know something too. So let's go. Morodic script in my cartouche. Roll through with them arches. Hardcore. That's in my shinu. I'm Bennu giving y'all truth. Iron core from meteorite should be chartreuse. Turbocharged the chariot and almost left Ferrari. The queen like almost Nefertari. Immortalize an image, put a figure in a figurine. Him at Netherite, who her? Them leopard skin kilts, yeah, the clan wear 'em. And I turn your knee suit to a fan bearer. Have my servants build a new stadium where I'ma slaughter you, surround your tomb line with boot cranium. Remove the organs we preserve the dead, mummify them, then carve them a reserve head. And all your internet mans who lied, yeah, it's going down too. They died with you, sacrifice their life. Afterlife, nigga. I'm all in your spot, and I'm
I'm calling the shots. While your soul get devoured in the hall of my eye. Can't a night ballin' or not, care if you ballin' or not. I'm still gonna tell you guys, go to Kemet like El Shaddai. You ain't no king, you're like Cambyses the Persian who couldn't draw the Nubian bowstring. Melt the jewels in your crown into a gold ring. Refashion them after smashing the whole thing. You're like Pepe II. Too old, king. If you think it ain't black, then let me just check them. I know the syntax, every morphine and phoneme. The scholarship top line, dog, and the flow mean. And my debater make a fraud, quit the internet. Sometimes I wonder if I saw to fix this window yet. That's what you call repair, re-end. They heard the king of Madjai was a scary man, and he is though. I'm telling you, you better contain him, man. He's busting arrows at all these Mediterraneans, killing them. Now we ain't getting no views. Yeah, them flip-flops look like Tutankhamun shoes. And y'all just wiki, thinking I'm enthused. They turned Egyptian temples to churches and still say, I'm enthused. It's crazy. They just wiki, cause they lazy. So they can call me pseudo, it don't faze me. The page monetized, so crushing you clowns pays. You dig? Magi archers.
How's everyone this morning? Excuse my language so early in the video. I just got hyphy. But I'm back. Let me open up the screen. I ain't gonna go straight to these wonderful photos though. That we have to thank our brother for just doing work like that. Shout out to Jay Mill in the building, putting on always, all the time, every time. Real one. I'll be like, we need that. He be like, for real, all right, I'm on the way. What we about to get? Tell me what we need. Cats be going there and not coming back with the stuff we need, right? We come back with it. I don't even like my beanie, but I ain't tripping. We come back with it, though. Arrows up. What we need for the debate? We gonna have it. I don't like my collar either. Come on now. Clean me up real quick. Feel me? Yeah. We're going to come back with it. Now, the question is, after we have established that the term Nubian has been weaponized, it's been used to separate Egyptians, the southern contingency of Egyptians, from the population in our historical attestations, not the attestations, but in the School of Egyptology. So we use a term like black when we're talking about the 25th dynasty, the Black Pharaohs, right? But we got other pharaohs that haven't fallen into that category in Egyptology that represent the same thing. I mean, that could be labeled the same ways. And when we talk about the unifications of Egypt, they all seem to go down in the same way. It's about expulsion of some foreigners and what? People from the South unifying the land. All right. So let me see. I ain't gonna jump right into the photos. But right here, this is our real the sarcophagus. But we're going to get into that. And we got the Mern Pastel too. Primaries. Not the ones you can find on the internet when you Google it. These is Archer photos. J. Mill, the photographer. So, but before we go that, let's let's look at some other stuff. We're at the Metropolitan Museum, and I'll make this bigger. Looking at tribute to the Viceroy of Kush to be given to Tadak Amin. A lot of people talk about this scene but don't fully understand it. And it's been used to misrepresent a lot of things. Well, I just noticed one thing. My method is superior. We have to just agree that what we get given to you from this show is a content on a level that you can't really find in the community. Everybody take what I give the community, go back to their shows, and mess it up. Actually, the first time a lot of people, let me just show y'all some shit. Excuse me. We don't be remembering. Well, we got receipts. The first time a lot of us, and I remember because I was there and we were researching, the first time a lot of us ever even heard of this, shout out to the Black Raven, I see you. The first time a lot of us ever heard of, well, I mean, not everybody, obviously. That Tumahoy at the station is when it was being exploited by brother Dr. Wesley Muhammad. And this also with this scene. Scenes that can be found on the ancient Egyptian wiki if you Google Egyptian slavery. When you go into the actual text, you see that these vignettes and images are being misrepresented. But if I could find the other image, and this is a 2012 article addressing Dr. Wesley Muhammad. And I just want to see if I can find something. If not, maybe, here we go. I maybe wrote 3 articles for him. Right? So he misrepresented this. We discussed it. Misrepresent this and called this evidence of slave raids into Nubia. You feel me? Like you getting that from that, bruh? You getting slave raids in Nubia from just looking at this. That was kind of a stretch. But then we get down here and we see that this has actually been thoroughly researched by me over 12 years ago. Well, let's see how many years ago. About 9 years ago. Yeah, it was 2012, so 11 years ago. Now, what I noticed here when doing this analysis is that the way some scholars do their work. And it's going to be relevant to the upcoming debate, even though I'll be doing too much frying these dudes to ever mention it. But some of this you'll have to take note of the way some scholars use source material. Now, y'all see, if you just seen this image like this, and you pay close attention to detail, you see two genders, males in front, females behind. Males seem to be bound, dark skinned, and captured. Females behind with their hand to their head, which is an indication of mourning from the ancient Egyptian perspective. So they kind of like sad that these men are going to meet whatever fate they're going to meet. You even see the children free behind them in the same procession. Now, if a person just gave you this image, they can mislead you and tell you this is evidence of slavery, that the Egyptians went and captured the Nubians and did slave raids like Dr. Wesley Muhammad did. But it's a type of croppership where I don't even want to say that. It's a way that we take photographs and we crop out a certain part of the image in order to build the narrative that we want to build. Similar to when people go to a document, a scientific document, and try to take out one page and then you read the document and the rest of the document is refuting what they say. This could never be used as evidence of slave raids if you were allowed to look at the entire vignette. And then even further, if you understood the writing on the vignette, no one would be able to make such a claim. So if we go look at the full photograph, you probably could notice those brothers on the top level and see we find them in the procession. Again, this was used by others to say that this was evidence of slave raids in Nubia. But the part about this that people don't know, let's see if we could make it bigger. Now I gotta crop it. I'll crop it. It is revealed to us by understanding the language. People could get on YouTube all day and interpret pictures for you. They'll give you really bad modern day cultural interpretations of ancient pictures. But what we focus on when we begin to learn the language are the details, particularly the script that accompanies the photograph. Now, even looking at this, a lot of us will be betrayed or we'll belittle our own instincts because we don't know what we're looking at. But let me show you some stuff. Look at what you see, and then look at what I'm about to show you. It's gonna be crazy. What's this? Hold up. I'm gonna just say be as vigilant as you shall be, and notice things as I scroll this onto the screen. All right. One thing I'm about to say is the part that we should pay the most attention to is the hardest to find. All right. The part that's telling us what we could read down here, that's not hard to find. But it don't say nothing about who these people is. Right here. If you look, now I might have to double snip for you. Let me show you. Y'all see this, right? Well, what I want you to see is, you see this right here? See? That's who they are. You see this right here? That's who they are. See that? That's what they're bringing. You see that? That is their contributions. These are the people who Egyptologists group into one pseudonym, Nubians. Fake name, pseudonym. If we look at the variation on skin color of the people represented as the Nubians, now here's something very funny here. Amongst these Nubians, they represent a Egyptian girl right here, fond of the cattle. These are all the things we wouldn't know if we don't know the difference in garb, dress, and these type of communications. You can, if I snip this, I gotta snip everything. So I'm gonna just make it so we can see everything. Hold on, real quick. Just right here. How am I saying that? Oh man, they won't let me get hella big like I wanted to get. I don't know what to do, but notice she's faced against the procession. She's dressed in the garb that the Egyptians on the first register are dressed in. She or he, I'm sorry. I just said she for some reason. And she's admiring some of the cattle being brought in by the tribes from the south. Happening now. You see we got 4 different rows. Be able to be made bigger. Well, if you can investigate these rows, she is the only one dressed in the garb of these people in the lower procession. Let me show you. Hold on. So let's check this out. We'll notice these Egyptians in similar to in the same procession with the Nubians, quote unquote, with less items. And again, we see she was dressed the way these people were dressed. Now, mind you, we're looking at a reproduction, and we should. The deal is, the museum got this up like this, and so I know I have found the real wall before, but they do got this reproduction in the Metropolitan. And I just be somebody talking about how museums, how they do their thing, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter for what we're examining. I just want y'all to know that you look at reproductions of stuff, right? Well, we can clearly see these Egyptians are dressed in this type of garb. Some of the male are topless with the skirt on and no shoes. As we get up in the register, we'll start to see an increase in the fashion, the different types, the different representations, cultural representations amongst these group of people. And then we'll be able to address key items in here that bring clarity to us to what's going on. All right. So again, if you ask me, this whole lower column right here is Egyptian people. Now, Egyptian people not from, I can't say they're not from the South, but the ones that Egyptologists would not have tried to categorize into the group Nubians. But when we get on the second register, or what have we're going to see things a bit differently. Hold up. right? Notice that these males still have on the top, similar to Egyptian garb, and they have Egyptian symbology. They're holding fans that a fan bearer would hold. Okay? We would ask ourselves, why is that? Why is these Nubians here, why their garb is similar to the Egyptian garb on the first register? Because we'll see it change. And what I ultimately think it is indicative of is different Southern groups. All right? Different Southern groups. And even some guys who you would probably say should be, they got on the same garb as these. So we could be witnessing various things, but let's point out the ones that people focus on the most, the dark skin of certain characters on here, and try to separate them out and say those are the Nubians. But if you clearly look, if you look with detail, they have varying hues completely all the way up to here, where this person is just all the way red, not even reddish brown. This person represented as a reddish brown or brown. This person just red. But these are who they would tell us is the Nubians who are supposed to only be represented with blackety black. Right? Again, here we see, and we'll go into the readings after this, but we're going just column by column and noticing the differences. Now, the text that accompanies this are the text for the whole vignette, but we have no citing necessarily of the people groups inside of the vignettes as they often do, and as they'll do on the top column. And so I don't think they may be reserving this just for the most prominent people, but let's just notice these two fan bearers standing here, okay, with some type of things, they wrap these things around their arms as some type of cultural items, and they are equipped with sandals. Let's take note of this, because the brothers behind them don't got sandals, nor do the ones in front of them have sandals. So the fact that they got fans, they fan bearers. What is a fan bearer? We can see they fan bearers, right? Do I gotta snip that? These things that they holding in their hands is the fan. Now keep this in mind, because you have to see this, because I'm gonna show you some things. It's not gonna just be from this. You have to take note of this, so I'll make it bigger. So you can clearly see in this procession that some used to say, oh, well, you can see they did Nubian slave raids, right? We got two Nahesi Southern fan bearers. How can they be fan bearers? Because they are part of the Egyptian society from the South. And I'll prove that beyond a shadow of a doubt, with primaries like I'm doing, plus I'll take you to secondary sources. So now we get an indication of why this tribe, even though they behind the people bearing goods, they starting off with their fan bearers, they dressed a little different. They might be different than this tribe. They could be the same as this tribe, but the fan bearers ain't normally in the back. Now, if they had a standard, it would even be more conclusive. But these are items to keep basically the king cool, so to speak, fan bearers. So that means they'll get close to a king in some regard. And I'll prove that. And so here we have, and look at the color of the fan bearers again. The traditional Nubian color with blonde hair, right? We see this other regular brown-skinned brother with blonde hair. This brother has orange hair. Let me get the chat open. I apologize. I have not been able to following the chat. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the chat ain't in my live. I don't know. The chat ain't even looking like it's moving. Say something in the chat so it can bring me back. Let me say something. Yo. All right, yeah. It just updated me. Good morning, Mike. What's up, Big T? Contrarian. Everybody else. So again, we do see variation in the representation of the skin color of the Nubians when we look at primary attestations that have not been weaponized. And I mean, even this one has been, this is a reproduction, but let's continue. And what do we see on this next line? Again, we looked over that. You can see variations of the Nubians in the back, and they have feathers in their heads here. These two also are feather wearing, but these are not feather wearing Nubians. That's another thing to note. And I'll point out what the difference in another primary. All right. See these? They're not wearing feathers in their head. These guys are. It may be hard for you to see, but you can see that feather. You can see that feather. And this person should have one probably, but it's hidden by this. We can see those two feathers. Different tribal insignia, so to speak. So now, when we get up to, now they see, that's hella cool. Look. Awa'u. Let me show you, see? So I'm sorry I said that's hella cool, because even I seen something that I ain't seen before. Look at this. When we get to they got the names under that tribe, so you can get your hands put on. Look. Come right here. Now notice this. The metal nature up here in gold, it stops right here. When we get around this group right here, look at this. See this? Got 'em. See that right there? That's their name. That's who they is. Let me see. Gotta snip that. Y'all seen that though, right? So we're gonna go like this. And see what that look like. See how big that could get. It's like Iwau. And it's a bull with plurality. All right? Sorry I can't make it bigger. And that doesn't tell us much. But it does say Awa. I mean, that ain't a chick bird. So that's an A on that wa. Awa'u with a bull there as the determinative. I know it's hard to see. I couldn't make it bigger. So let's get another snip so we can keep analyzing. When we get to this top row, we indeed find they tell us who these people are. So then we can't say that it was Egyptians doing slave raids when this seemed to be a different type of situation. If you're trying to procure, let's not even say procure commodities, let's just say you're trying to pay some type of taxes with people as slaves or what have you, these 5 people probably wouldn't have sufficed. But other than that, if you needed more people, why wouldn't you have taken their women? Possibly because maybe they say no, you don't do that, but no one ever said that. They just said they took Nubian slaves, not that they left the females free, right? And so the fact that we do see these ladies mourning with their hand behind them, walking free in the same procession, would lead me to at least ask you guys whether they seemed like they were just captured or whether it seemed like they done something to cause them to be banished. Only going by the indications that we see on the vignette, because I could look up this word right now. Let's look up that word and see if it pop up. All right. What was it? It was like RW, but it was the Y. A Y? All right, there go a Y word. Let's see. Okay, so there go a cabin entrance. Hold on. It was that the last one was written in the same way almost. Well, I ain't gonna make it big till I find one that look like it. Hold on, excuse me. Let me go through this. Do. We gotta. They go the one with the Y. Now it got. This is crazy. That's just the cattle. That's just the cattle they're talking about. That was just the cattle. So apparently, let me show you. Let me go back. I found it. Let me show you. Now that means look above them for their name. Because right here we're gonna find the cattle. I just had it. I'll just get it back. Hold up. It was the exact one, right? Oh, but now hold on though, because right, if it ain't no cattle under that, and we know how people are looked at as cattle, I need to talk to Brother Reggie. But we about to see when I show you this. There you go. But it gotta say Oahu, but it's still right here. There you go, Oahu. Let me show you bigger. So exactly what we just seen on the glyphs. Again, this is sorry, like advantage that I don't mean to secure. But when we're gonna have a discussion on ancient Egypt, apparently I'll be qualified to look at the primary text that we're talking about. And the opponents will not. People don't think that'll matter. It's all on me how I want to wield that sword. How I want to show you it matters or not. If I'm clever enough to get the person in a situation where all won't have to concede that it matters, that you can read it. So now look. Let's look at this statement, even though this don't got the Uchik on it, right? But you still see the reed leaf, the Wa, the vulture, the bull, and this one even has the 3 strokes. It says longhorn cattle. When we come back to the glyphs, that word is right here. But that ain't them though, so let's go under and see. Some cattle right under them. Look, see, that's them cattle right there. So that means they never did, like I presumed at first. See these cattle right here? That's their name on top. So there ain't no name above these people, so they don't go out of their way to let us know exactly who they are. But they do let us know who the people in the beginning of the procession are. And this is the part that starts to beat the brakes off of the opponents who try to refute this with Negro intuition and street knowledge. You see her here? Oh, she's royal. This southern Egyptian woman that they've classified as Nubian is royal. We've been tripping off our spokes for years. She got a 6-spoke chariot. And if you want to know something about that, I could take you to an old document too. Her chariot was more comfortable than a traditional 4-spoke chariot. She actually has a chariot with 6 spokes with the axle at the rear of the chariot. She was riding clean, comfortable, and decked out in gold with a fan over her chariot. Do we know the difference between a chariot with a center axle and 4 spokes and a chariot with a rear axle and 6 spokes? I'm sure we study this stuff. I'll give you so many things to go try to catch up on that ain't even what you're going to get hit with. But you're going to learn all the way to the day of the debate. The difference would definitely be the ability for the chariot to absorb, or for the wheels of the chariot to absorb more shock without breaking or giving that shock to the rider, and putting the axle on the rear enabled them to hold more weight in their chariots, made it more maneuverable. If we think this woman, this southerner, possibly is not represented in the standard skin tones, somehow the garb, because she has an Egyptian neck collar on, golden neck collar, but she is rocking Southern fashion, even though she got a decked out chariot like that. We start to understand that this is a Southern contingency of Egyptians, some from further away and some from closer. We see varying skin tones in all of these people, but people will want to tell you that blackity black is the tone that represents the Egyptians. I mean, the Nubians. That is a pseudo group. When Egyptians said Nehesi, again, now you see attestations that you say the scholars are founded in saying here that the Egyptians was talking about such and such a people group. But the overall amount of the attestations you see could just simply mean Southerners. And so we got to go with volume. Like, you can't go with a peculiar attestation and say, look, this is what they did. But like I seen my brother pointing out the other day, again, if I ask you how many hues of people you see right here, you probably say 4. Because look, blackity black, then we got dark brown, right? Well, 3 maybe. Dark brown, but brown, and then we got what they call a standard Egyptian reddish brown. Now, is this enough? I know this is not enough, because people will refute things all day. But at least can we clearly see here that these people of the South, including this woman here, her name is, or she's represented as Newt Nebet, okay? Mes-er, and they don't even say Meset-eret, it say Mes-er, the great birth, Newt, Nebet, something about the mistresses, or, well, actually it's saying Nebet at the end. So that'll be all of somebody. You don't say Nebet before. So it's Newt Nebet, all of them from Nebet, wherever Nebet is. Nebet right here. And we see the foreign land determinative with the 3 strokes. Mes-er, Newt, Nebet. Right? Now, when we come over here, it's going to get funnier. This is what cats about to get molded. I told their ass that, first of all, let me find that attestation. It should be in my screenshots. Right, let me see. So let me just read this. Because long time ago, I told my man SOT 12 this, and he challenged me hard on it. But you know, I'm pump out know nothing I can't source. Sometimes y'all ain't paying me. So sometimes I just be like, I'm going to disprove that when I feel like it. For example, Hakah Nefer, a child of the Ka, and the prince of my under Tarak Amen, who held a mediary position between Egyptian government and local communities. That's from Van Pelt, right? And lived in Lower Nubia. So hold on. This is why y'all be messing up. Because I said this a long time ago. Read what they about to say. And both Egypt was depicted in the tomb of the king's son of Cush, Hoy, in Thebes, with black skin. Funny they say black again. With black skin and Nubian traditional clothing. Now look at this. In his own tomb in Nubia, he was shown in the Egyptian manner only. This could express a cultural entanglement identity which combines their local identity with the identity linked to the colonial culture. So what did I tell my man a long time ago was that Hakah Nefer, the prince of Mayam, who we see, let me snip it, who we see right here, making the presentation, down here. How do we know it's him? This is what I showed you a long time ago. Look, this right here. See? That's how we know it's him. This little bitty part that nobody would have paid attention to is what we focus on to get the truth. And then people really won't focus on it because they don't know how to read it and they don't know the language. Learning the language isn't reserved to just, like I'm saying, cats just trying to talk about something that they can't do. It's like not knowing medical language. And you about to do an operation. But I'll demonstrate it more than I talk about it on the days of the debate. Now here we see your man, Hakah Nefer, who they just told us he was represented with this black skin right here in the tomb of Hoy. But in his own tomb, he represented in the Egyptian fashion. How do you reconcile that? We already know he was living. He worked for the Egyptian government, and he lived in Nubia, Lower Nubia. Said he lived in both. right? So if he worked for the Egyptian government, what was he? A delegate of a foreign nation? No. The delegate of the foreign nation, indeed, actually, do you see any foreign lands over here? See? What we do see is this. This guy right here that we think is a traditional Egyptian could also be a Nubian because of the things that they just detailed to us. Once they said they showed Hakad Nefer, the dude who's bringing him the procession, was represented in his tomb as a Nubian, but in Hakad Nefer's own tomb, he's represented just like this, like an Egyptian. Well, that's part of the standardization or the way people was representing themselves, right? And we're gonna look at that when we look at Mentuhotep. And a lot of these people who represented themselves one way and another way, then they take the dark skinned way that they represented themselves and they give it off to something mythological. But they can't do that with this one because Hakan Nefer being represented as a black African here, holding an Egyptian official position, bringing back the procession from the land of Cush to Hoy, who is the viceroy of Kush, which is a traditional diplomatic position that Tutmosis instilled by getting a native of the South to rule everything from Thebes down. So the funny part about it is we be so puzzled. The viceroy of Kush ruled the areas, governed the areas from Thebes down. And actually, I think someone placed it up further. Not Heracleopolis, which is Nakin, but at Hyro, at the other one. But I ain't gonna go there because I know I could give an attestation to the one that said by Thebes. So if the viceroy of Kush was in control of the area from Thebes below, what would that tell you? That people living in the area in the first three nomes, the nome of Taseti, the nome of the throne of Horus second, and the nome of Edfu being third, right? They would have all been under the control of the viceroy of Kush for diplomatic purposes. And so this would be him right here. Damn, my bad. I don't know how I be having my phone right close to the thing. But I probably need to take that call. Hold on, man. I'm going to play some music. Dead Perry. Morati. I'm cool. I'm back. But I just got to handle some business in a minute. So here we see this, right? And that's Hoy. Well, now let's look at this. Let's just go get some information on Hoy. Let's see. All right. And again, every time I pull this up, people was trying to focus on that one at the station. I see something at the from the University of Chicago talking about Egyptians see Nubians as foreigners, and they're using the same type crop job to represent this photograph. But let's see if I can find. So I can't misrepresent Hoyt in the way that he should not be represented as a Nubian or as a Southerner, but we know that people throughout the history of what we call the viceroys of Kush, which he was, it was kind of like a tradition to get get a person from the South to govern over the South. And this was instilled by Tadak Amin. Let me put it up here so we can see. I just pulled this up. Now, and what you're going to see is also going to be revealed by the language. The office of Viceroy of Kush, the king's son of Kush, was installed at the beginning of the 18th dynasty. All right. It says the viceroy was the head, it was the Sanisu. He was the head of the administration of Nubia. It says through the importance of Nubian gold mines, he was one of the most important officials of the new kingdom. Most of the viceroys are buried at Thebes. Remember I said the viceroys ruled from Thebes under. Now, all we got to do is know a little bit about the language and watch how this start popping up. The Shabti of the viceroy of Kush, Nehi. If we watch this show and we've seen anything of my previous research about the neighbor, and what we learn about Nehi, Nessi, Nehesi, Nessi, all being variations on Nehesi, which would be the areas that people know as Nubia, but when you put the I behind it, it means one of in that regard. All right. And so here we have it. Nehi, one of the first. I don't know how they got. Yeah, it's under Tutmos III who installed it. So the first viceroy name was Nehi. Let's see if there's any consistency here. Can we form patterns? All right. Here's the funerary cone of the viceroy of Cook, Mary Mess. Okay, that just leaves beloved birth, or the beloved born one. His time it says his time in office covered almost the whole reign of Amenhotep III, making him the longest serving viceroy. All right, let's look at his insignia. Oh, they're not gonna let us see it. I tried to click the photo, Mary Mess. Let's see. All right, here we go. It's hella big, so I need to look at it over there. Now you see the well, here's a merglyph at the top, right? It looks like an A turned to the side. That's where they're getting the Murray from. You see this mess here? It looks like maybe an upside down pitchfork to you or something. That's a mess, Mary Mess. And then we see something like a Netcher holding a flail. So that's Mary Mess. Up here, these two is, oh no, that's, let me zoom out some. I think that's our set. So I see this set throne, but this is not our set. This is like, it means the king. So this means viceroy right here. Okay. So this throne, we should take just for the throne, meaning the knee suit. I can't tell you what this is. And this is a Saduk. So this is how we know he's the viceroy. He is the, well, this is now I see what this is. It's kind of like, it looked like a divine man sitting here. But this is the throne. This is a S duck, a Saduk, son of the king, Sanisu. Now we got this single stroke right here, which is giving us Ta, right? Then we got this Neb. Why would it say Ta Neb? N, so this is an N. We just can't see the ripples on it. N, K. This could either be a Nebo or a K. I'm just trying to make it. That would say to him. But no, this is Kush, see? N, K, S, H. E, Cushy. Okay, see the foreign lands, the upside down E at the bottom? So, Sa, see the Sa bar, Sa Nisut is honorifically transposed. That's why I went from down to up. That's how I know that this is the throne of the king. And it's not Aset. All right? Sa Nisut, then you go under that. In Cush. The son of the king in Cush. Now, if you didn't know about the son of the king was only the viceroy, you would have thought he was the real son of the king. All right? Oh, what was that circle line with the curve through it? If you, I still want to know, the Hootie. Thank you, and we'll visit that. And so now over here, I just see what appears to be a circle, but it looked like it had something else on it. Feel me? But that's a circle with a Y behind it. Another circle and something else. But the middle line tells us that he was the son of the pharaoh. That just means he's the Nisu. I mean the viceroy. Now let's go back into this viceroy of Cush's, and we clearly seen the first one was named Nehi. But let's see if patterns start to form. Oh, they don't got them all? Well, I'm gonna go to a list of all of them. And they all got a name that have to do with Nubia or being from the south. Okay, we're going to have to go. All right, now that's what I just see. See, Sa-Nisut in Kush? That's what we just made out on that ring right here. Sa-Nisut in Kush. Now, all I'm coming to show you stuff that I just was telling you so you can see it to be true. A lot of these guys will be called Nehi, something with the Ne, Pa-Nehesi. All right, and this ain't probably the best one. So that started with that Nehi. I ain't even got all of these other names. And that's just one. With this list, I know, oh man, see, this is what I'm saying. So if I go to a list, this is what I'm going to do another way. Because here go another one, Phineas. But they're not showing me in the way I would like them to show you. So I'm going to say P-I-N, Pa-N-E. Phineas. Pa-Nehesi, Phineas, Viceroy. Now they'll show you hella Phineas as if we find the right source. It was so many Pa-Nehesis. Well, it was a few Pa-Nehesis that was viceroy. Look, the royal decree of Ramses XI addressed to Pa-Nehesi, viceroy. All right, and I'm just don't want to click into every single source, but I had a source with a list that had all the Pa-Nehesis on there. The Nehesi in there indicates the Nubian. This says the Nubian. The Southerner. All right. Now, let me show y'all something. This is hecka crazy. Look at this with him Masut. Since they say rebirth wasn't a part of ancient Egypt, I would have just beat him up with him Masut. I don't know why nobody never beat the brakes off the Christians. No, I'm talking about the opponents of Kemet. Not my people who just go do their stuff. The people who say Egypt is bad and rebirth didn't come from there. Look how quick you could have it says the period in ancient Egyptian history known as Wahim it says Wahim can literally be translated as repetition of births. I told them this a long time ago. Repeat births, repetition of births, rebirth, reborn. But that ain't what we talk about. It's just things we come across that we already know. We talking about, look, it says Phineas or Pa-Nehesi. They tell you he was the viceroy of Cush. His name says he's the Nubian. And look here, it says not to be confused with Pa-Nehesi. So that's another the Nubian in the officialdom of Egypt at late periods of times, but people keep trying to tell you these people wasn't Egyptians. Let's see who he's not to be confused with. Look, he ain't the other Nubian, the Nubian, Pa-Nehesi, is not to be confused with this Pa-Nehesi, who was an Egyptian noble. His name tell you his ethnicity, like, look, I'm black. I'm Nehesi. I'm from the South. And he's an Egyptian, meaning he drink from the Nile and pay taxes above Aswan. He drink from the Nile above Aswan and pay taxes back to the Pharaoh and speaks the Egyptian language. What does they say Pa-Nehesi was? Does it say Pa-Nehesi was a Nubian? But we know how to read the language. This is why that's an obvious advantage that I won't even have to lean on. It's just going to be there. Don't fall for the fastball, the curveball. So he was an Egyptian noble, this other the Nubian. Anybody want to contest against that? I'm going to take this name, Pa-Nehesi, copy, just put it right in Google, see what it say. Let's see, there we go, right there. It didn't take me long. This is just Pa-Nehesi transliteration. Pa-Nehesi means the Nubian. You can find that in plenty spots. It says it again. And so we know that that means that. So now we got evidence that who we try to separate out as Nubians was really officials in Egypt, noble people. But I just had to carry on. It's plenty of Pa-Nehesis, Nehi-Nesis that all was viceroys of Kush. So when we go back to our man Hoy, named Amenhotep, if we look at the tradition of all the other viceroys, it would be probable. I'm not saying you could conclude it, but you could assume he possibly was also of Nubian, a southerner representing himself in the Egyptian tradition, just like we've seen others, and people misrepresent that. So now, let me go back to the attestation so people can understand. Where was that at? It was in this right here. So since this is from the actual Oxford Encyclopedia of Nubia, or what have you. And this is written by Stuart Tyson Smith, this portion. And so he told us that Nefer was represented like a black-skinned Nubian in the tomb of Hoy that we was looking at, but like a regular Egyptian in his own tomb. So we got attestations when we to let us know how they represented themselves when we start looking at people like Mentuhotep II. You see? Because right here they say, oh, look, I got a picture of Mentuhotep where he the traditional red Egyptian color. And then they'll disregard this one right here. Let's go all in on this one. They'll disregard this one and say, see, they'll give some credence to this one. We got a picture of Mentu up there where he just got the regular old skin color. Because you don't know what you're talking about. This is a standardized representation to show a common Egyptian. You feel me? Other people could take other people's tombs at times, and they wouldn't even have the image drawn over. They just scratch out the name and put their name over it. So you think it looked like the person who took the tomb too? Some of these are standardized representations, and they're not meant for you to disregard and exclude other representations. Okay? As we know, blackness was divine. Okay? It's not for you to take the other one and say he looked like that and take this one and say this is all symbolic. If you got a statue of yourself left looking like this, your skin could have been as light as the clothes, the linen robe he supposedly got on. Again, when we refer to Hakan we see two different representations. So then when we talk about Amos Nefertari, and they try to discredit her black representation and be like, oh, we got other representations. They got to understand how this works. We would get, now if one representation was the standard representation, what would you propose the other representation was? Everyone is thinking not the standard, but then we would think of words like a unique representation, and then we would probably think maybe it would have some type of symbolic representation. We can go into all the different categories. But what we can't do is that with the tomb of Hoy. See, they boxed in. Why they can't do that live with this? Let me show you. Snip it back up. Let anybody try to tell you these people is drawn black because of a symbolic representation. Let me show you how you got them. Like, people watch the best chess masters play chess all day. Watching me play chess ain't gonna help you beat me. It's gonna help me lead you to where I want you. So look, this brother in the front here messes it all up. Hakan Nefer, the prince of Ma'am, who was so bossy that he was buried in a tomb, representing himself looking like a standard Egyptian in his tomb. But another person's perspective of what he looked like is represented right here. So you can't say, oh, the black is symbolic of something right here. You simply just got to say, oh, they were some Nubian tribes. But no, he's the prince of Ma'am, and he's the official of the Egyptian government. So then what? This would seem to falsify the claims that the dual representations that we should opt to the standardized representation when we see two representations of Egyptians. You know why it does that? Because this is in the tomb of Hoy, not Hakah Nefer. Hakah Nefer is the dark skinned one we looking at. Hoy wrote in his tomb, bro was dark skinned and drew him like this. In Hakah Nefer's tomb, he didn't write that type of image of himself. He drew the standardized Egyptian image of a man, which had the red hue and not the black skin. So therefore, we got primary attestations. Again, this is why you can't say it's symbolic, because this isn't a symbolic procession. Okay, this isn't going into the afterlife of Tutankhamun. This is in the tomb of Hoy, the viceroy of Kush, showing what he did during his lifetime. And from his point of view, this person here, Hakah Nefer, looked like this in this procession that supposedly occurred during the time of Tutankhamun. So if it was symbolic, it would be the Egyptians saying that these people looked divine, because blackness is linked to divinity in ancient Egypt. But what we should take from this is more practical. That the person named Hoy, as the source shows us when I just pulled it up from the encyclopedia or the Oxford Handbook of Nubia, this person, when viewed from the eyes of the viceroy of Kush, should have been represented with dark skin. In his own tomb, he's represented with the standardized Egyptian reddish brown. Symbolic of what, John? That's what I'm saying. If this is supposed to be a symbolic representation, first of all, everybody, no one in Egyptology will agree with you. But if you want to say it's symbolic, you have to say symbolic of what? And the symbolism attached to darkness in ancient Egypt is divinity, and some try to go as far to say death. So are they about to die? Or are they divine? These are the categories Egyptologists give us for blackness. You see what I mean? So in this sense, again, what I'm saying is this arrived in the tomb, not the part of the tomb that shows what goes on in Hoy's afterlife. This is the boastful part of the tomb when you say all of the good deeds that you have done while you was living. I did this, I did that. I'm a boss. So now if we could just start reading right here, look, it says, I know y'all can't see this, but it says like Eret, were, then it got seer. It just got a man with a stick. That means it's just like a great overseer. You feel me? Now I see a new bow, and then it's this foreign land thing. Now Kush. So look, that's Kush. Let me show you. We're gonna snip this so people can get it. And we like being able to provide people with stuff that others have to discredit because they can't rock like that. Now y'all can probably, dang, I wish I could make it bigger. Well, we got a word right here. Y'all see that word? The sparrow bird and the R? That's giving us something like greatness. Now you see this man with the stick. It's like a seer, shemet, a great man. But I see a new bowl over a line, and I see something I can't make. Oh, this is Kush. A K basket and a SH. with the foreign land determinative. So this is a great overseer of Cush. Jed, he said, send to them something about a man, Hor-ek. What is Hor-ek? Sin Hor-ek. Nisut. Sin is they or them. Sin them men Hor-ek to me. Oh, no, that's not Hor-ek, that's Hor-neb. All of them. Nisut, some other stuff, but I ain't gonna slow us down. Ra, Nisut, something about Ra in Pejet, the 9 bowls. I don't know that. I can't. I would help. I would like to talk to others about that. But I could do it. I'm just saying it's gonna take too long. So let's keep on and get to what we want to get at. Because first, remember what we looked at in the last slide were the fan bearers. Second, in this slide, we see the multiplicity of color of the southern people, right? The ones called the Nubians. We clearly see that. We see blonde hair. We see all of that, right? Well, let's go someplace else to Tarak Amen, right? And remember, now it's hard for people to discredit this, and all of this is going to lead to us looking at J. Mill's photos of Ashayet. Now look at this statue of Mentu Hotel. if drawing itself pitch black wasn't enough, look at this one. If drawing himself pitch black wasn't enough, just look at this one. Imagine this one with the nose not broken off of it, spanning over 2/3 of the lips. If painting himself black was not enough, then look at this one. This don't mean he black? No, it don't. It don't actually, but I'm saying though, after a while, you be like, dang. He drew himself black. Then he have another statue with all his phenotypes. His lips bigger than mine. His nose bigger than mine. What all happened to all that pseudo shit they did with defining the Negro look? They throw it out when it was somebody prominent looked that way. But we ain't just about to do that. Man, my man done been in the field. Let's go look at some of his wives. Right? And let's see, because these is Egyptians. Now we into the stuff you'll never find on no YouTube channel. Shout out to J. Mill for always doing that work. No preview available, or I gotta download all of these. Hold up. Hold up real quick. It's not gonna be funny. I guess I might have to do my polite hit the Kemet real quick. Let me see. I'll do half of the stuff. Let me see where we at. I'm trying to download all of this stuff. But maybe I should go back a little bit. Man, J. Mill be doing work. So now, for the people who thought that this was fake, this is her. Shout out to J. Mill. I wish I had your cash rep to put up on the screen. Because people need to bow down. My man will go take that trip while we talking this nonsense. And ain't gonna be over there fumbling and bumbling. Who thought this was fake? That it didn't look like that. This is the real photographs by J. Mill. Sarcophagus of Ashayet. You know? Because Mehedet. All right, I forgot their names, so I'm not gonna butcher them. But these is the two Mijah women. Okay. I don't know. That's just the way that they call them. Minchu. Well, we could talk about that because the tether rope falls off. Look up Gardner, Dahudi. Look up Gardner. Look up the tether rope in Gardner, and you'll see. Because the TCH sound falls off with the vocal shifts that happen over time. I'll show that on the screen before it's over. So this ain't no reproduction. As you can see, the glare from J Mill's photos, and we get to work on it. Where else they do that out? Everybody else go to Egypt and fumble and bumble. Tell you their opinion of what they said. Here go what we looking for, right? Now, who is this sister sitting here? The wife of the Pharaoh. This is her coffin, so everybody can understand. In ancient Egyptian, exactly. Is this symbolic too? In ancient Egyptian coffin text, which is what this is, it's very rare to place insignificant people into the text that you thought no one would ever see because you didn't know about archaeology. You started to know about tomb robbers. This is from the 11th dynasty. So now what's up with the black pharaohs of the 25th dynasty? If his wife is black and represented as such, her main girls is black and darker than her, and they call from Mijah. Mijah is the land we represent in the south. Magi archers, arrows up. East of the land of Cush, some falls in upper and lower Nubia, the land of Mijah. Bruh, I don't know how much more context you need. This is coffin text, like what's going to be on your eulogy. All due respect, we'll all have one, and they're going to put some little text on it. Now, what if they drew pictures on your eulogy of hella people that was hella black? But we could read it for the entire and complete context, but most ultimately, let's think about it, my brother. That no one who wrote coffin text in those days, I was wrong for comparing it to a eulogy. It appears they changed his name. Not really changed his name. People just stopped pronouncing the "chew" part. But that's what the attestation says. And he that's only Gardner Gardner says that. And going into the Coptic, we kind of see that happen too. Remech turns to Rome. But before Remech turns to Rome, it turns to Remet. You feel me? And so if we follow that, we can see what the TCH turned to the T, then it just fell off. And now it got replaced by the Coptic E sound. So that instead of Kemet, we get Kimi. But no one ever thought Kemet was Kemech. So we know there was, I know you know, Dahudi, there was a difference in time with that, but Gardner is where I get most of that from. Specifically, if you look up the TCH glyph, he's going to give you a breakdown on how they stopped pronouncing it that way. Now, if we scroll over here, shout out to J Mill for the wonderful high definition photos that'll actually allow us to zoom in on everything. Who was these ladies? Damn. I thought it was, they servants, huh? Damn. They servants. No, they not servants. They her best homegirls. They are her best homegirls. And you can get that from the work of, actually, let's open up Kate Liska's work now that we got this. Oh, we gonna break some up. Kate Liska. I need to get her on the show. Let's just go Kate Liska academic. I know I downloaded her document earlier, but the other day, so academic.u. She's a beast, and everybody who says anything fond of black people seems to be an Afrocentrist to some of these people. But don't pay them any mind. Hopefully, we're providing content that you deem worthy. When it start getting unworthy, let me know. 'Cause I'm like, why am I keep spelling that wrong? Liz. Let's see. GK. I gotta stop spelling your name wrong. Let me see. I found her again. I just want to bring up her document because it's gonna add heck of more information to it. There you go, Kate Liska. Now here we go. Wow. She right in California. She is one of the leaders on the Magi. Jonathan Owens is mentioned in the paper by Kate Liska. Oh, thank you, Kate. You know Magi gets it in. Man, what is y'all doing? Oh, boy. I never looked to see if this be me because I don't want to bust my own bubble. But there's a scholar named Jonathan Owens. Now, Kate Liska might have thought that I was him when I contacted her. See, that stuff be crazy. But anyway, let's look at her papers. You ain't never gonna see even that mistake with other people's names. So what we're gonna find is her documents on Ashayet that I just downloaded the other day. This is another good one. Remember this. We have come from the well of Abet, ethnogenesis of the Magi. All right. So she's saying they from the well of Abet. Now, when we go back to this picture, you're going to see the light-skinned chick name is Abet. Why they got me searching like this? Ashayet. I just need, here we go. Discerning ancient identity, the case of Ashayet's sarcophagus. Man, if I type the word black in here, it's going to be all over the place. But she ain't even going there. She just like wise cats tripping. Look, she even talk, oh no, she say Hakat Naked. Thought she was talking about Hakat Nefer. This is a wonderful, like she got some of the photographs, but notice the photographs in this ain't going to be as good as Jay Mills that we're sharing in this exclusive video. Arrows up. All right, now she got it classified too. So instead of having them, but I always have to do this because cats be like, he's the one saying that. I want to wait for scholars. You can't hide behind that dumb stuff because everybody ain't stupid. Some people got a brain for themselves. They could clearly see that this is a scholarly document talking about it. What the hell would they have to wait for? Reload, man. All right, here we go. It's my second time downloading this. I'm going to clean out my downloads in a minute. Now, I'm going to read what she says. Don't forget, these are the wives of that black pharaoh who they say, oh, it was symbolism. Let me show y'all. And then we're going to keep on just breaking them apart. Remember this guy who got a statue like this that's just painted where it's just, he just blackity black, black, black. Well, remember, these are his wives. All right, so let's take a look at that. Excuse me, I gotta go through all these to see where we at. All right. Yeah, so this is his wives. Let me go back to work. What happened to the J Mill photo? I had them on another thing. So we come here. Let's look at her documents so y'all can say Smash ain't making that up. All right. So when she gonna start talking about them, it says each of these women had a shrine above the ground, a burial beneath with the sarcophagus, coffin, and other burial goods. Despite the sarcophagus of Ashayet being discussed in several books on ancient Egyptian art, it has never comprehensively been studied or published. So peep game on that. That J Mill providing photos on the sarcophagus that ain't never been completely studied or published. The Shrine of Ashayet tombs were partially published by Neville, while the tomb was excavated and poorly published by Winlock. The photos of the two exterior length of the sarcophagus appear in Winlock's publication, but no line drawing was ever made. Wilkinson's completed but did not publish delicate watercolors of the interior decorations, which are now available for the public collection at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. So that's what we be having to look at before this. Because of the sarcophagus' initially poor recordings and publications, Arnold and other scholars have worked to reconstruct some of the larger archaeological context, chronology, and history of Ashayet and other women buried near her. Now let's see. Damn, it's other stuff going on. All right, let me see. Nevertheless, much is still in question about the important archaeological context. Ashayet was buried in a unique and privileged context. Okay? She was one of the many of 9 women buried in a row of tombs and shrines near a large shrine to Hathor at Deir el Bari. All right? So what is we find out is they were priestesses of Hathor. These black women that people try to separate out of the culture by calling them Nubian. You can't do it with this one though. Yeah, it seems like so. She just said which reproduction she used, and as we see here, their reproduction even has her darker than the photographs J Mill has of the actual. But let's be fair, this isn't the one we was looking at. This is this is the one we're looking at up here. So she is lighter brown right here. This is the one we looking at. We'll get to this one and see if she appears darker on there. But she just explained where she got these photos from the reproduction of Wilkinson. As it says, watercolor facsimile of the interior Ashayet's sarcophagus created by Charles Wilkinson. But we got better than that. Shout out to J Mill. So look, we're going to go into what she say. Well, now, she got a lot to say. She's one of the leading scholars on the Magi. All right. Now, look, this is an unfinished interior photo of Kawit. We got Kawit too, by the way. We're going to look at Kawit after Ashayet. Some of the stuff you get here is exclusive. Please believe. Let's see. So, all right, I'm going to just type in some words. Magi is what I typed in. Now, it became interesting in the sarcophagus of Ashayet because the interior depicts 2 unique images of Magi women that seem instructive for the portrayal of non-Egyptian identity in Egyptian art. What is the non-Egyptian identity here in Egyptian art? And she could go further if she knew what we was talking about in the officialdom of Egypt, in the government in the high ranks, in the highest ranks of the government of Egypt. During the time when Egypt had broken down and a pharaoh had to come forward and unify, it was this black family. Let's see what she keeps saying. Because the depictions of these madjai women, scholars have questioned whether Ashayet herself was Nubian, now also living in Egypt. Seriously? They questioned that? They didn't see how black she drew herself? But they trying to separate her with the weaponized term Nubian, you see? Right? Because of the depiction of these madjai women, scholars have questioned whether Ashayet herself was a Nubian. What does Nubian mean? Hold on. It means Negro. What does Negro mean? It means black. Nubian isn't a real term. It became one in the late periods related to gold, not nothing related to no damn Negro. Egyptologist is the one who said Nubian mean Negro to separate the southern contingency of Egyptians out of what we know as Egyptians. As you could clearly see, they knew these people as Egyptians. We don't. We know them as Nubians. But this was the Pharaoh and his wife in the 11th dynasty with her madjai homies in her sarcophagus, in her coffin text. All right, let's keep going. Now, this is the part we want, because she breaks it down for you. In Kati, she said in Katesh, in Mijah, Feret. Let's look at that. If y'all want to keep track, look at this number here. 2, 8, backwards 3, 6. All right? Because this is going to be over. I can show you here. Wait a minute. I can show you. This is going to be over one of these two women. Both of their names. Here, you see the Inka-tesh. So they both got Inka-tesh at the beginning of their name. Then I got that look like a reed leaf over in on. Inka-tesh on by. And they both got ons there. So the names start after that. And we can see the scholar says Inka-tesh on. See? They go Mijah, Feret. So Feret, the Magi woman. What you gonna wait on for the scholars for? I'm showing you the scholars. Leading authority on this. Right? So we got, they identified not one location in Nubia in her sarcophagus, but two. Because look, this say, Mijah Feti, excuse me, I keep saying Fedet, Fedetiet, basically. If I read the Mendelecher, I can do it better. Fedetiet, okay, Fedetiet. That's a woman's name. That is, if we could zoom in further, we could see which woman this is. Oh, man, I did it. Hold on, what's the matter now? Why ain't let me do it? Try it again. Oh, that's because I pressed the wrong button. Oh, we can zoom in hella far. This one might be even clearer on the side. All right, let me see. Look. So they're going to Mijah right here. The M, and this is the DJ. E, Madjai. All right? Madjai. All right, magi. They don't say magi. These were servants. Somebody asked me, how does Nubian mean Negro? I'm glad you put LOL behind that. Nubian is a pseudonym. Nubian ain't real. It has some evidence of being real in the later periods, right? But no ancient Egyptian said the word Nubian. Now let me go into some books just to show you what I mean. I don't even have to go hella far. Just to show you books. Trigger says Nubian Negro Black Nilotic. Right? Again, I guess I could show you the ultimate book that started this. It was E.A. Wallace Budge. Well, and then because he put out the dictionary that defined Nahesi as Negroland. Dictionary. Let me see. I've been trying to do this for a minute, so let me go on and do it now and snip it. Because people be asking this question a lot, right? They like, how do Nubian mean Negro? I'm not saying I believe that. I'm using it against these liars who said it meant that, which was the Egyptologists. So let me show you. So we're going to first go to archive.com.org, and we're looking through one version of E.A. Wallace Budge's dictionary. Instead of going through that, I'm going to put Negro here, N-E-G-R-O. See if it's in this version. It's probably, all right, see, so click on here. What the word Negro even doing in a gosh damn Egyptological dictionary? See, now I can just disprove anything people thought by simply coming here and showing you that I don't just make shit up. Right? So let's go see. First of all, we know the word Negro don't belong in this book. So it's not me, again, as we see here, that said that Nahesi Nubian mean Negro. If you know that Nahes is what they translate to Nubian, they got it here as Negro, right? And he got it in various dictionaries. So Negro mean black. Right? If we see what he's saying right here, let's see what this other thing that says Negro. I don't know what he's doing. This is why we be like, don't really look at this one. Nessie. This is the other names I was telling you. It ain't always Nahesi. Right here, he got it as Nessie. But you can see it say Negro again. Feel what I mean? So that's not me who did that. Look, Nessie, Negro. This don't mean no dang, and Nessie means Nubian. So I can take you to his other book where he says Nubian Negro. You feel me? And so this set out a bad precedent for people to start separating the ancient Egyptians. And I'm showing you they did it wrong because we looking at primary attestations of a sarcophagus of a black woman, a Negro, who was the Pharaoh's wife, and the Pharaoh represented himself darker than her. But they give you, they give it to you in a package where it might be harder for you to digest these truths. I just showed you, say Madjai right here. We could go look at where Ashayet is on the map, the land of Madjai. And this is the rest of her name. And she's a woman. All right. Let's see if this is in the spirit of, or in Katech, on, by. So what is this? It's probably the Madjai again, but I can't really make it. Yeah, it's the Madjai. And this is the Fed. You see the FD, T, Fedet Yet. Fedet Yet. So her name is Fedet Yet. She's a Magi woman. Now, you want to say they're her servants? Fine. What's up with dude? You ain't going to say he her servant, huh? Because he got the traditional Egyptian red color, huh? Well, he ain't from me, Ja. See? In Ka, in the spirit of something else. This is a reed leaf, it appears, and I can't tell you what this is. Someone else probably could. A new bowl, not even really a new bowl, some type of bowl. Well, I don't got him made, but she does, Kate Liska, so we can look at all of that. Now, they serving her. She is one of the wives of the Pharaoh and priestesses of Hathor. What say you? Is she not black? You see what these clowns be doing? They will go online. Let me talk to y'all for a minute. Man, this be so funny. Hold on. I'm going to get ready. They will go online and try to look at the modern Egyptians. They'll look at data from the modern Egyptians. They'll say, let's go to some modern Egyptians and see if they say they black. And they'll do all that. Well, that ain't never been the argument. Everybody, the argument is the modern Egyptians ain't the ancient Egyptians. So why you gonna go get the biased word of somebody who someone claims is not the original people to hear them say that they are? All right, let me see. Somebody talking about Pasejet on another video. Let me see. The scholar was talking about when I was watching the video. She said this means like not really magic. What is he talking about? But it's like to do a ritualistic not process. It don't just mean do things. Whoever said something about a sign named Paget, maybe I forgot about it. But I don't know. It don't matter. But let's get back to it. Damn. Excuse me, hold up. Let's go back here. So what was she then? They wonder was she Nubian. They wonder was she Nahasi. They wonder was she Negro. Why you wondering that? If you could say that she ain't Negro right here because you see her like this, then what you gonna say about this? These are the attestations they will have to address. Because this is the king's wife. What say you? And it's more where that came from. I wish we could see this part. See, she is darker in this section, my brother. Now that we get to see it zoom in some. Trip off how she darker in this section. And she got other people bringing her goods here with their names. Now, the funniest part about the light-skinned woman is we thought, shout out for the quality of these photos, J-Man. We thought that because she was light-skinned, it meant that light-skinned mean a traditional Egyptian woman. I don't know why it looked like she got a mustache. She was out here tripping. Oh, man, I keep doing that. Hold up. But look, actually, what we see here is what Kate Liska points out. There's no quality of these images online where you can zoom in on this good, y'all. I've been wanting to do this for heck of long. Now it says N-Ka-M, N-Ka-M, and this is just a single stroke. No, yeah, that is a Ka. I already know this is an N-Ka. I read it enough. N-Ka single stroke. Don't think this is a stroke with 3 strokes under it. Let me show you what I know. Come over here, bro. If you read some more, then you already can see it. So don't do me like that. Look, see, it's on here. I already read it on the other people. Look, N-Ka with a single stroke. Then this ain't attached. This is M. In the spirit of a by, or you know, concerning or by, or in the spirit of, for the spirit of. Now, so when we come back here, it's still N-Ka-N. But it's not N-Ka-N. N-Ka in the spirit. All right, so it just looks a little different. Look like 3 strokes. Oh, it got bigger. But it's actually N-Ka with a single stroke. M, on. I don't know why they say M and on. Because this is by and of. It's not mon. It's M, on. And then this is the person's name. Reed leaf. You see that reed leaf? You see this reed leaf? Reed leaf, foot, house, which is I, be, and I don't see the T. I bet is what we get from this. I don't see the T though. I don't know how they did that. This is just a little. I bet. Right? IBH. Kate Liska must have been able to see where the T was here. Or maybe I'm leaving that out. But if we clearly go back to the document, you can see that you don't have to lean on what I know. You can just go down here. I bet. Now we can see how she worked out that, because she said it's a A and a T with a fallen man. So let's go back and look. Yeah, that is, see? That is an A and a T. See? The A right here, here go the T under it. And this is the fallen man. So now, why is that significant? I showed this over and over because this light-skinned person is from a top, her name is toponymic. Her name is related to a place, right? And the place is in the Nubian desert. I bet. Let's look at more of these photos we got. How do I get out of here? All right. So we can see it again. So the question to answer is, were these Egyptians? Was the Pharaoh an Egyptian? Was the Pharaoh's wife an Egyptian? Were they black? Simple questions. Simple questions. Man, people don't know what the hell they talking about. Be quiet, John Doe. You got to know what category you talking about, family. Which category of Egyptian art where there is symbology? And then you got to be able to cite some symbology. Yeah, what's the symbology of light skin? People say that they didn't stay in the sun. So that symbology is practical. But the symbology of being dark is divine. It got to be some consistency here. What's the symbology of the red skin? It's not symbolic at all, huh? It's just that's the way the people look. Oh, you know, social was up to you. Black winning again. Y'all got to figure out what y'all going to do. Where y'all going to bury Bobby? How y'all going to give him his go out? That's what y'all going to have to figure out. Which one of y'all going to take over after he get knocked down? That's what y'all should start thinking. Position yourself wisely, social. Okay. So the question is, are these ancient Egyptians? Is the pharaoh an ancient Egyptian? They're all, everybody here, everybody on the sarcophagus is an ancient Egyptian. That's what we need to understand. And stop doing that dumb skin color stuff. This is the sarcophagus of the wife of the king. Sitting right here. My question is, this ain't from the time period of no damn Nubian pharaohs. So is the pharaoh an Egyptian, yes or no? Is the pharaoh's wife an Egyptian? Mm-hmm. So yes, she was an Egyptian, and no, she wasn't black in skin tone. But why does she represent herself like this on her sarcophagus? You're going to be like, that's brown. I'm hearing you. I'm with you. But that's black to you, though. And that's black to everyone who say ancient Egyptians wasn't black. And that ain't black to you. How y'all gonna get around this? These are officials. These ain't servants. Well, no, these is our homegirls. I ain't gonna say officials, but she's an official. She's the king's wife. It gets funner than this. It really do. Man, hold on. Oh, got all kind of other stuff. Let me see. Where them pictures go? I had them on another thing. It do get fun. I got so many windows open. Oh, that's Marion Pastel. So are they? All right, let's talk about this for a minute. Are they or are they not? Is the pharaoh an Egyptian? Yes or no? Is the pharaoh an Egyptian? Yes. Were they black? Yes. Are they in the part that y'all call black pharaohs? No. Checkmate. But it gets deeper. I want to find a better picture of this. People always show us this one image here. So let's just look at, because they colorized these old black and white images to let us know how the tomb of Tutankhamun actually looked when Howard Carter found it. Ain't that cool to see? Right? Look at all that stuff. They found like a treasure trove. It's like a storage unit. Right? Look. Hella stuff. Let me close this. I thought that was the Zoom or something. Look at all this stuff. Look at them black statues of Tutankhamun. Oh, that was the Biderman. Now this sitting on the ground here is called the chest of Tutankhamun. And on that we find various exploited images. Exploited by the people who try to describe these images. Right? Not chest, but chest. Right? I'm gonna try to see. I tried to see if J Mill had images of this, but I didn't wait for a response. So I'm just gonna come here and we're gonna look at a few things, and it's gonna tie into something that we noticed. I'm gonna just see who got the most clearest image. Right? And a lot of these is simply reproductions. When I go to the museum, they don't even provide you. The museum just provides, see, this is from the museum. This is a photograph. Now look. When people show this image, they do croppership. They crop it from here over, And you can see if we get a good image of this. Oh, you got the Tut war chest? Oh shit. Look at J Mill. I told y'all some noodles. We got it all, baby. What we about to do? Shout out, bro. Thanks. Now, here go Tut war chest from J Mill photos. Forget these dumb photos. Let's get them real ones that they can't find on the internet. We got the whole thing. Gonna be hard. Because we got field research. We got people who read it. All y'all doing is sitting. Damn. Seriously, though. All some people do is go live and scream. Show me some field research. That's my man's. Let me try to get this image up. I think I gotta download them all again. Right? So they weaponize this. They weaponize this so much. Now, when I show you parts that they never showed you, oh man, J Mill, golly, I might not even want to do them like this right now. But yeah, I mean, it's no way around them Magi. Let's go right here. Is anything on opens? Now I gotta download them all. Oh my God, these dudes. Remember I told y'all to remember the fans? Let me download this. Look. Remember? I said remember the fans. When we was looking at the Tomb of Hoy, who was bringing back goods for Tadak Army. Oh, it's going to get hot in there. I'm going to make them sweat. Butterflies in the stomach. It's going to get ugly. Because why they lying to us, never doing no field research in order to bring back different elements, they would never show you these black Egyptians in the army with Tadak Amen. Now would they? Because the Nubians only one supposed to be black. They just gonna show you this. And we're gonna even see how more unfair they get. Look, they just gonna show you this. Because that's all they can find on the internet. Now they're gonna have to crop my screen to make their argument. Because they lazy and bummy, always talking about I'm gonna use your shit. Like that's fresh. Y'all allow people who don't do field research, who can't read it, to say, oh, I'm gonna use your stuff. And you think that's hot. That's just you ain't got no damn sources. They will crop this and say, look at King Tut killing the Nubians. Look at the Egyptians killing the Nubians. It's croppership. Because they doing the skin color thing. When you look at who was with Tadak Amen, you start to see stuff a little bit different, don't you? The fan bearers. So then what? Oh, it's supposed to be the blacks on one side and the reds on the other side. That's what you think? Is that what you think when you look at the primaries? Look at this. Look at these people riding up to fight. Y'all don't got this. Y'all ain't half of me. What have you learned from Bobby Banger? That nigga entertainment. Niggas don't give you shit like this. That beat the brakes off all they pseudo-ass arguments. Man, we need to have this debate in motherfucking person. Fuck all this internet shit. Let's see how mean you move. See how many of them clown-ass avatars come out. Niggas gonna leave you lonely. By your motherfucking self. We having this debate in person. And I'm getting paid the most. Y'all niggas only got 2 followers. Niggas on this internet shit thinking y'all hot. Let's go on Instagram and see who reached the world. Nigga got like 500 people on Instagram. Niggas don't deserve what I deserve. I could go tweet out the debate to 200,000 people, click of a button. And I'm the biggest draw. Because I'm smashed. All that other shit just gonna be the little same old debates. Put me in that motherfucker, it's gonna be like Kemet on trial again. And we doing it face to face. And you know why it's gonna go down the way I say? Because I'm the fucking boss. If you try to do the shit without me, you can just get your little money, nigga. Respect gang. I ain't said nothing wrong. Let's put it all on the table. How many followers Jabari got? How many followers Aunt got? How many followers the pseudo killer got? You can add them all up and just go look at my IG. And I'm only using, that's just casual. I actually control millions of people with one click of a button. Well, not millions. Hundreds of thousands. If they got that reach and gonna bring all that, ask Killer Priest why he came to Kemet on trial. Ask Poppy Hassan Campbell why he was at Kemet on trial. Ask everybody else. Ask Brother Ankh why he was at Kemet on trial. He didn't get invited. They wanted that nigga to be banished. But he was my man's. I said, fuck that, you coming. So I be forgetting. They didn't want that nigga there. I made that happen. When they went and looked through the whole world to see who would be the best person to address these Hebrew Israelites. Shout out to Brother Reggie. Ain't none of y'all flying to Oakland to debate. Fly to Oakland to debate me. I flew to New York to debate the Hebrew Israelites. Y'all dudes do this shit on the internet. And brought who I wanted to bring. Niggas be forgetting. Got field research on the screen that you can't even find. No, it ain't a popularity contest. Shut the fuck up. It's put your cards on the table and see who gonna bring the most people to the debate. And show and prove how you gonna reach more people than me. And why you worth even a third of what I'm gonna get. You're not. You don't got research, you don't got nothing, and you don't even got no reach to the world. Shout out to Tony. What's up with you? That's some reach, Tony. So we add it up and see what it's worth. And if not, I could just host it. I bring it to hip hop for real. Fry y'all in front of everybody. Not just little conscious community motherfuckers. Let's make it bigger. But just assess me and appraise me properly. Nigga gonna put the flyer up on their platforms that got 100 people on it. Talking about we'll talk business later. That's because they look at this shit as a fucking career. I done heard people talking about, I started my career when they talking about this shit we doing. No, nigga, this is not a career. Not unless you got some degrees or something. So the people who call this shit a career, they really just took their shea butter and they book selling scams and packaged it up for the internet. You gotta know the difference. These is table vendors trying to kick you knowledge and get some money off YouTube. Lying ass. You clearly see them two Nubian brothers rolling up with Tutankhamun and a whole caravan right here. And more of them up here. We doing this shit in person. Any city, nigga. Let's do it in Oakland. House gonna be packed. They ain't want y'all to see this part, huh? They just want y'all to see the other part. Because they playing skin games with y'all. They gonna show you Tutankhamun and be like, oh, look, they're killing the Nubians. A matter of fact, I need to get some of them ordinary ass. I need to get, if you think this your career, I need some of your parts. Shit. Like, niggas ain't nobody. Jabari somebody more than just motherfuckers who online talking. Shout out to Koo. I see you. East Oakland gonna be there, right, Koo? Real one stay in my chat. I ain't even tripping. Shit. Yeah, let's do that debate in Oakland. I'm gonna make sure everybody cool. I'm just gonna pack the house. Don't get it twisted. You're gonna see the love like you never seen. Hospitality like you never seen. See, they show you this side. See how that cropper ship work? Egyptians killing the Nubians. You can't skin color everything up. Man, please. It's funny. Here we go. We gonna show this, and this ain't even gonna be significant to the dodo birds. But for the people who fly to Kemet just to bring back text for us to analyze, this is the most significant. They don't even know what's on the screen. They just looking at the horse feathers. We looking at where it say Wretched Kush. Find that for the people. They killing people from the South. They killing Nubians. But as you can see, it was people from the South with them when they was doing it. So we got to look at it more, my brother, as a sense of tribalism and less like a sense of racial. See what I mean? Adanya. And so if we understand that Nubians wasn't even a people group, then whoever they had funk with just happened to be dark skinned. But some of them was dark skinned too, as you see. And that is the point that they leave out. It's not for us to focus on again, the names of the people that they gave us, because those names make us think that these people were a monolith. But if that's the case, then this image shows us as Nubians killing Nubians then. See? Like, if we want to say the dark color mean Nubian, then we got some traitor Nubians right here. We really can't, I don't think it would serve us the best to look at that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just passionate about it. I hope I'm not seem like I definitely don't hope I don't sound like I'm giving you a reprimand. I'm trying to show that if we look at this as people groups and pseudo races, then you could say they killing the Nubians. But they didn't know a term for a people called Nubians. The closest one was Nahesi, and Nahesi is rocking with them right here on both sides of it. You feel me? Even in the Nahesi type garb. So that would let us know, okay, well, we do see the colors ranging on both sides. So we should stop being so like acting like you just gonna see one thing. You know what I'm saying? And here they're killing the Syrians. Notice this. But people never show this side of it. They ain't even killing the Nubians on this side. You see some Nubians? No one gonna show you this side. That's why we shout out to J Mill. We're going to get the images so we can show you. It's more, I'm not really about to debate, John, but it would be more the taxonomy or the way that people classified the groups that they were going to fight with would be more appropriately classified in the tribalism and less appropriately classified in the race. That's all I'm saying. You know, I'm not trying to say nothing authoritative, but you could clearly see that if you wanted to say the black ones was the Nubians and the lighter ones was the Egyptians, then who are these guys? Making sure the Pharaoh cool while he killed the other people. And you notice the technology on his I was about to say sarcophagus. This is a chariot, but I can't think of the name for it. Marquette, I can't think of the name for it in ancient Egypt. Yeah, now here's another thing to know, John. This scene never happened in real life. And that's also something to think about. This is one of the wars that didn't happen. Tadak Amin didn't fight Syria and the Nubians. At least we don't got no records of that. This is just embellishment. So exactly, we can see that they had the same technology. This is 18th dynasty technology. But if we go look at how the chariot developed, the Hittite, go look up a Hittite chariot. It's going to show 4 spokes without us even tripping off this. Watch this. So I'll be tripping off what people say. Hittite. I'm not saying they didn't bring them in, but when we first look at images of Hittite chariots, am I about to be tripping that, look, oh no, this is a 6-spoke and it is in the back. So look, you see this? 6-spoke and it is in the back. But let's see if we see any attestations where they move around. Like this one. This is a 6-spoke, but it ain't in the back. So this chariot right here didn't have it might have been developed at a time where the technology had not got to that point. Because if we get this off of here, teacher, scholar, whatever. You see his chariot, his is clearly in the middle, but it is still a 6-spoke. You could go back further in time where you're gonna see only a 4-spoke with the Hittites and probably with Egypt. Look, see, this is even more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an 8-spoke. So this is now look how many people they got in that mud. So that kind of let us know that they was learning. But I was looking for a 4-spoke. Anyway, I don't want to get caught up with that. Hittite chariot, I could probably say 4-spoke. Because I ain't the one who made this up. People know about it. They at the minimum 6 is what I'm seeing right here. I did research on this and I probably could pull up the old one. Here goes some showing 4 spokes. But that's an Egyptian 4-spoke. Notice that. And this might not even be a primary. And look where it's mounted, see? So this is at a time period when, now this is another thing. This ain't even a war chariot because he's hunting. See? And it's very rare to find Egyptians hunting in chariots. But he took a service chariot, which had an opening in it. And like war chariots will have defense on the sides. So, and look, he's not, this spokes, 4 spokes, and it's not mounted at the rear of the chariot. So it'll give us some periodization to let us know about when he was riding. He wasn't riding that clean. Anyway, at least I found the 4-spoke chariot. All right. But I'm getting off track. I ain't doing no screaming shit battles. Everybody build up their own shit. You feel me? Build up your page with all that good knowledge and information you be putting out. Let me see. I'm off the chariots though. Now now look at the Greeks. Everything I said is accentuated right in this. The only reason why dude got to walk behind them because they didn't have this chariot technology down pat. Not really. He's a spearman, so he's going to be what we will see infantry. But everything I was trying to illustrate is grossly illustrated by what they thought was their technology. Look, this chariot got the axle in the exact wrong place. You could tip out and fall out the back if you don't balance right. Now look, they got a 4-spoke. But people would think, oh, they got this gold. Nah, man, that thing is not going to be agile. We'll beat the brakes off them in those. Because we're going to be hitting tight corners. They're going to do this big-ass circle. But anyway, at least we found one. All right. Let's get back to these photos. So, I mean, it's evident that some of this stuff is just being weaponized and used against the people of dark skin. Because if I showed you this one first, suppose if I did a photo crop like this. See, they do croppership. What if the crop looked like this? Now it just looks like black people coming and killing the Syrians. What if I mean, you know, so let's not fall for that. And let's look at some more of the angles that we're not privy to. This is particularly one they do not share online. So I'm going to use this. I mean, they don't share this online. They don't want you to see these people at the bottom. Let me show you. Hold up. Man, what's up? I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, cancel. There's a lot to talk about because people made a lot of errors. I probably don't have to really trip off all of them right now. But yeah. Like, even the thing about the bitumen, right? People gonna get brakes beat off them about that. I can't even wait. Thinking that you could hop out and just refute some shit? Please. So yeah, nah, Sa. If you can't put that debate on live, I can. I could pay everybody what they want and I could get what I want. And I could pay you too, Sa, to promote it. So this gonna be a showdown. This ain't about to be no internet shit. That's how we sell that real ticket. I want to scream at some niggas. Over this blackness. Y'all reading that? We're gonna start over here. You see this netter and this nefer? That's that good guy, right? I think this is a wah, but I'm missing it. This is pet. Pet is something like power. But this mast right here, somebody put what the mast is. Aha. So this is aha peti in my memory. Aha peti, which is like an expression for a type of strength. Aha peti iti. Iti. I don't know why they say it like that. Aha peti iti, that's one who's coming though. But a strong one coming, the good God, the petty, aha petty. Ain't the mask aha? In, I mean, you know, whatever. In, now we got ba, but this look like a new ball on the ba foot. In ba, amef, aha. So they is talking about war. They like the good God, the strong one has come in bot, in bak, in bak. To the bak is a servant. So he's probably coming to serve in bak. Look, this right here. This B foot with the A under it and with the K over here. A bak is a servant, but they're talking about the ruler, so he coming to serve F. F. Aha. Aha is to fight. Aha, and then I see this bird that I don't know what it is. You know, it's hard to make. But I do see something about a lion. I mean, the lion. Keperu, Keper, Y-F, User, whatever, me, Sa, Newt. Like the son of Newt. What is this? So he's just bumping his gums. Yeah. So like I said, like this gonna go down like Francis Ngannou. I ain't about to know everything mine. I'm the draw. I'll go do the debate with all the other people and let it stay on the regular level. We all need the bag. We all bring our worth to it. Saw gonna get more. Even the noodles gonna get more because I'm involved. All right. Look at that. Squashing a Nubian head, squashing a Syrian head. We got to understand these motifs are motifs of power, right? But remember the same thing that we said was made a person insignificant? This is the fan of the fan bearer here. So those black dudes we seen carrying those fans is lightweight, the right-hand man of the pharaoh. Also, a cup bearer might sound like it might sound like a little boy job, but it's not. You're in control of any liquids that's going to go into the body of the king. So you need to be trusted. You feel me? The fan bearer get close enough to stab and kill the king. Can't just be no anybody about the army. Then he got his royal guard, often made up of foreign troops. This crown will give us an Atef crown, a different version of an Atef crown with some ram horns on it. All right. So if I type Atef crown, you see this Two ostrich feathers on the side. It's like a white crown with two. Well, it don't look white, but if you know the crowns of Egypt, we take a white crown and put two ostrich feathers on the outside, put some ram horns on the bottom, and a ra right here, and a ra right here. We got a version of the Atef crown. Let me see, ATEF crown. See? Now, but they drew that version black. But if you look at this, we can see that it ain't necessarily got to be that way. Osiris, the green woman. Look. Right here. Dang, I can't do that. My connection's not working. Now, I don't know what this is. This is fake. Because somebody just made an Atef crown. But let's get back to where we were at. Let's see more of what J Mill sent to share with the people. So you could go sit in your hotels, you could do whatever. Or you could bring back something like this that cats ain't got on the internet that beat the brakes off people talking about how the Egyptians looked. Huh. They don't like this one, huh? How about I do my cropper shit and just crop this and say ancient Egyptians were black? It's so funny that the people who always want to speak towards and manifest the symbology of ancient Egypt never take time to study the symbols. I actually take time to study the symbols, and I keep being told about the symbology. Ain't that crazy? Like, for instance, how many symbols do we see that we actually understand on the screen? I understand every symbol on the screen. So it's unfair to me for someone who don't know one symbol on the screen to be talking about symbology. I'm just keeping it respectfully said. That ain't cool. Oh, y'all think that is cool. You don't have to know the symbols to know it's symbology. All right, well, if this is symbology, what does these two symbols at the bottom symbolize? Somebody knows. They symbolize gold. All right. So I don't disagree that there's symbology. But if you know all the symbols, then you're going to know the symbology. Thank you, Brother Dion. Thank you, Brother Sadiq. So now, let me break this down for my brother John. So look, we see this crown on the top. Now it ain't even a full crown. Notice this. It's a sun with two ostrich feathers. You correct right there. No, I'm not ignoring what you're saying. I'm showing you how to a mistake people make if they think that it's 100% symbolic. And so what I'm trying to show you is where we use the symbology and where we just read the symbol. Okay? So like this on top, this is symbolic of the person's name in the middle being a king. We're not supposed to read this right here. It's symbolic. It's on top of the shinu like a crown. But these are symbols too. Now notice, when we get inside the shinu, we should begin to read and toss away the application of symbology we apply to these up top. We just supposed to extract from this This is a Ra king. Somebody could take a different extraction from that and say, no, you should read that as Ra, blah, 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 blah. We all learning together, family. It's all good. And so look, so that's where you 100% correct about don't ignore the symbology in this attestation. So, but even if we didn't see that, it would say it in the writing. So in the writing, they're also telling us he's a king by encircling his name in these things that people call cartouches that the ancient Egyptians called shinus. Now, if we try to apply that symbology to what's inside of the shinu, we miss it completely. And we never arrive at the fact that this person was who he is. So let's start on the right. Because now you start reading top to bottom, right? But there's something called honorific transposition that I often talk about. It sounds like a cool thing, but I'm going to explain it hella easy. Just break them words down. Change position, honorific. Now I'm going to just mess up the grammar completely. Like, if it need to be honored, then change the position. I told you I just did that with some folk grammar, but it still works. Honorific transposition. It actually means if something of the culture, if a cultural item needs to be honored, you write the image of that cultural item before you write what represents your personal effigy. All right? Because you're not going to write yourself before God. And if these netchers was deities to them, they have them in their name, though we know that their names are honorifically transposed. So if you see this big red circle, which represents Ra, if I read this like any other ancient Egyptian reading, I would read Ra at the top, Keper. I see these three strokes, U, Keper, U, Neb. I would say Ra, Keperu, Neb. Now, let's learn something. Honorific transposition goes in pantheonic and taxonymic order. I know, I don't know if pantheonic is a word, but dealing with the pantheon, dealing with the Necharu. Pantheon just means all gods. Dealing with the Necharu, which is all divinities, elements of divinity, right? They're categorized in order of importance. Huh? How many damn smash how people in your chat trying to shit? I don't know what they doing, but they tripping. I don't know. Check them, Lady Kiera. Do you need a wrench? Shit. Nobody need to be popping them, my homies. Let me read. Ella, you right, and Sa tried to cover for her, saying that's Tamika one, you busting us out here. Let's cut that out. Thank you, Lady Kiera. That ain't what we doing. People will contribute to the full collapse of all this shit. You know what I'm saying? And let's not contribute to that. But people got their own other reasons. But here's another thing, Lady Kiera. Honestly, though, we can't really police. I mean, we got moderators that help police what go on in the chat. I know, and so you know what I'm saying. Yeah, I've been trying to. Well, I know, but look, Tamika, maybe that's not the place to. That's my man's, right? And we ain't never had no problems. So then it would start being not cool. Like if I went to his page and everybody just beating the brakes off Smash, and he ain't like, what? Y'all leave it alone. Even while me and Bobby was doing our thing, last night he was like, why is y'all doing that in the chat? And so that's kind of like just something. It kind of muddy the waters and make people think that that is the sentiment of Y'all hella funny. Y'all don't talk about stop snitching. Nah, Lady Kiera doing the right thing. It's but it kind of gives the people who viewing the sentiment that that's my sentiment because that's moderators expressing their personal views on somebody else's channel. And so that's kind of like if we could stray away from that, that'd be cool. And shout out for all the love and support that y'all give the channel. I mean, you know, like we just trying to moderate all things. So let's talk about this still. We got Ra Kepper O Neb. Thank you, Sister Tamika. We got Ra Keperu Neb. That's wrong. Because we're not honoring the Netchers. So that's the way you were supposed to read it if you just came up to it. But if you know honorific transposition, you're going to go Neb at the bottom. Why say Neb? Because he's calling himself a Lord, right? Neb means Lord. But he ain't a Lord over Ra or Keperu. Ra is the biggest, Keperu is next. So then you say Neb, Keperu, Ra. Okay? Neb, it's simple to remember. You know Keperu can't mess with Ra. You feel me? You know the earthly lord can't mess with Neb. I mean Keper. So then you say the names, the least significant first, and the most significant last. Honor and but in actuality, you see you're writing the most significant first. And then it go in order of importance to it get down to the part that actually represents your likeness. So let's look at this again then and see if that's consistent. Because here we got Hakka. Why am I starting down here? Well, Amen. This says Amen. That's a netcher, right? So they write the likeness of the God before they write theirs. So you don't read Amen, Tut, Ankh. We all say Tutak Amen, see? We don't say Amen, Tut, Ankh. We say Tutak Amen. Right? Tut, Ankh, Amen. So here's the Tut. You see these two T's and the U? T-U-T. This means an image. This don't need to be venerated. All of these down at the south, you might see the soup plant venerated. But this is really the Aum pillar. Awin pillar. He's the ruler of the south, but not just the south. He's the ruler of Awun Su. I can show you where this is. This is Thebes. Okay? People are going to not know that, so let me just show them. Damn. Because you're not going to learn everything in class. Let me see. Sometimes you got to go above and beyond your class. I learned that for a long time ago. You know how I learned it? Because if you go take mathematically what a semester is, it's going to be 96 credits, 96 course hours. 96 hours is about 4 days, bro. You trying to tell me I don't wake up at 4 in the morning and study Kemet to about 10 at night? So my course hours is bigger. Let me see. Now, this is what I want to show us. I just made a claim that this was Thebes, and I don't need to be proving every goddamn thing. At the debate, I'm not, watch. Oh, I can't wait. I ain't never had a can't wait like this in a long ass time. I got a vicious can't wait. I mean, I got a, I am a effing can't wait. Like, I ain't wanted to do a rap show like this. I ain't wanted to do a battle like this. I can't wait. It's going to be so fun. Magi going to turn out the building. Black people, Black African power, RBG. We there. Squash out these bugs, these agents trying to make a career off this shit, but don't got no credentials. these motherfuckers up out of here. Do this shit in person. Because niggas don't move mean. They lost every friend ever. My niggas do it for money. The ones that's around me do it for paper. Cats don't even move like that. So I want to put a big impression on y'all, so let's do this in person. Didn't I say this was thieves? But we don't know thieves by that because we only know Waset. But here it tells you also, you see the pillar? You see the Shema? It says Awenu Shema. Awenu Shema. All right, let's go back to what we was looking at. See that? See the pillar? See Shema? All right, you want to call that Resi or Su? You got to know the context. He's the ruler, thieves. But you can say, no, that's just the ruler of the pillar and the south. Okay. We know different levels of this shit. Fine. So look, Tut Ankh Amen. You see how we went up to say Tut Amen, King Tut? Tut Ankh Amen. Honorific transposition. I got caught up in that section, but these pictures provide for a lot of different teachings. So let's go look at some other stuff. Oh, my man got the myrrh and potastel. Now, not only can you not really find a primary that good enough to finish the work online. We started the work and then got to section. Now we got the primary. And let me check that out. Let me see, share it with me. Oh, that ain't share it with me. Let me see. Let's share it with me. Oh, recent. That's what I need to look at. We was in this Ashayet stuff. But I want to see that Marin Patastel. So I gotta go find it. Excuse me. And then I'm just gonna have some more fun. Do some research, some studies. Clean up my garage. Golly, my garage looked the way I don't want it to look. Oh, but I just took a picture of this RC car, yeah. Man, this dude gonna try to offer me $800 for this RC car. That motherfucker worth $1,600. And it's in the box. I almost cussed him out. Like, nope. As a matter of fact, I'm about to raise the price, not lower it. That's what I told him. Let me see. But I think in here go the Marin Patastel. Photos by J Mill. Oh, let's see if we can find it. Oh my God. Y'all don't got none. I ain't even about to share this with some clown. Look. The most clear you could ever see it online. Hold on. Let me see how big we got this. Because there go your Israel. Is that it? Let me see. Let's say connect more apps. Hold on. I guess I gotta download this. Yeah, we do got that Marin Patastel. Feel me? Dang, bro. Thank you. Look. Now, we ain't never been able to zoom on this part that much. Man, it's hard to compete with them boys. Them boys be in the field. They read the language. We all got a different one. This is a conglomerate. Ain't nobody, this ain't no group. You an archer as soon as you start defending against that bullshit. So we really got it covered for this conversation and all conversations. And wait till you see what you ain't saying. You don't know what you don't know. Can't even prepare for it. But I know one thing. Everything that's in the Egyptological book, I can prepare for. All you're going to do is have white people claims. Because people don't like black. They don't use no black scholars. They discredit black scholars and say they Afrocentrists. This is a very good one. Why they do that too? See, something up with this style. Because why they got a glass just in part of the front that say, is it glass right here too? It looked like it's glass just in part of the part that say Israel. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, we got primaries. Trying to take it to the people. Shout out to Jamil. Again, I'm just saying that over and over. Because I don't want to misrepresent these photos like I went there to do it. Feel me? But it's like I did. I just said, I'm cool, I'm going. And he said he glad I didn't come. Let me see. So, I mean, there's more of that. We got, I ain't gonna share everything today, but we clearly could see what we was looking about Tadak Amin. He was talking about he was the ruler of Thebes, right? So why is that significant? Because Thebes is, remember, the spot right above where the Viceroy of Kush got a control. Man, if we understand this, we could say, man, everybody had Egypt all messed up. If the Viceroy of Kush had to control everything down under here, then it's safe to say that all of this area in Egypt, it was heavily populated with different type of people. Different types of people. Not a different type of people. And not just this area, but all of the areas. I don't feel like doing no long ass show. I'm at 3 hours. I had some fun. I'm going to be back tonight again because all we doing is growing. You feel me? So I will be back tonight so we can do some more streaming, but I'm definitely not about to host no argument right now. So I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel, watching the channel, and learning or teaching or whatever. I support well-qualified refudiations. I'm cool with that. I'm not mad at that. Damn. I'm just looking at a lot of stuff. But all the nonsense and then just the fake refudiation, I'm cool. Shout out to Silas, get that thing right, man. We ain't, cause everybody else ain't business minded. They ain't. We gonna do double what we did on 3 times is our goal of coming on trial. But I'm a businessman. At least let us know we gonna double the numbers of coming on trial. Fast. And really the big draw is just Smash versus Ankh. Let's keep it real. Everything else is cool. But that's the numbers. That's the big ticket, even though everybody deserves their respect. And I would love if Jabari was trying to do it. I would love to work with Jabari. Yeah, because all these other clowns been disrespecting his information. And so he could stay him and I could stay me. And we got both personas that's going to box them cats up. I ain't going his direction. I don't think he should come mine. I'm a warrior. He's a scholar and a teacher. Let's do it. And I can't wait. All right? I'm damn near about to go hit the punching bag. I'm going to holler at y'all in a minute.